I cannot believe how fast I finished this journal. If you haven't seen my first sketch slash tour book, journal sketch tour book, I don't know. I did a tour of this journal slash junk sketch book in my last video, so if you haven't seen that, I will link it in the bio. Definitely gives a really good taste of my style, but I now thought I would do a little tour of this journal. I don't know what made me buy this, and I want to say I didn't enjoy the sizing of this as much, so I know in my next journal I definitely want to go back to this sizing, but it was good to experiment, and I think there's at least a few fun pages, I hope. So yeah, in this journal you will probably notice a lot of these developed pictures that I took on 2 different vacations. One was up in New Hampshire, one was on a kind of like Caribbean vacation that me and my boyfriend took, so those are kind of scattered throughout this. I'm sorry if that gets kind of like annoying or repetitive, but it's not so much as like documenting the memories, it's also just like a theme and idea to work with. So as you can see, some of these like aren't even super recent pictures, but it's all just an act of like trying to get inspired and create things. So yeah, that's the vibe. So yeah, I did go to California at the beginning of the year, and this page, it was still a little new to me, junk journaling and everything, and scrapbooking, so this page is not my best work. There's just not enough defined like color blocking, so if I had to make a note on that, I would say that, but there are some really cute memories, and it was, I guess, a good concept. This one is more of just a sketch, so yeah, these are definitely more of like quick sketches that I just do. Maybe I'm traveling on the plane or something, and I just noted some locations I'd been to, so nothing too monumental. This is another kind of scrapbook type page, again, California trip that I took. I actually got this off of Amazon. It came with a card that I had ordered, which was really cute and fun. But again, I don't think at this point I completely like had my style down. This became just a journal page. I know I started with this sketch of a little guy that my boyfriend's mom put up for decoration. But yeah, whatever. This is just a little journal. This page gets a little better, a little more detailed. I started thinking more about color schemes, and I think that's one thing that scrapbooking, journaling, junk journaling really helps as an artist, helps you develop different color themes and kind of what would go well where and how to balance color. My camera died, and then it took me forever to realize my memory card was full, and that's why it wasn't letting me film this, and for some reason that took me a very long time to put together. If the lighting or anything looks different, that is why. Alright, I'm hoping that's a good view and that the lighting is good and everything. Yeah, okay, so I'm also a little sick today, which I'm always sick, but okay, this is my Lana page, and if you know my page, Carly's Vinyl, and my business, my Etsy business, my art stuff, you will know that I really like to combine and intertwine music with everything I do artistically, so that's like a big part of what I do. So you might see a few pages where I maybe went to a concert and wanted to document it, or anything like lyrics, music related. I try to incorporate that to a lot of my art just because I think it's fun, and because music is so important to me and such a big important part of my life, and it really inspires me. So I went to see Lana Del Rey at Fenway over the summer, which was not a great show, not because of her particularly, but because of the weather. It was lightning and raining, and so they kept like postponing this show like hours and hours. It was like the biggest heat wave of the week, so I was actually feeling a little bit sick, and I actually left before she even came on. So can't tell from this nice sunny bright page, so maybe I didn't document it the best, but maybe it's a way of changing up that memory and maybe remembering it as a cute outfit I was able to put together that day. I don't know. That's the fun about scrapbooking. You can remember the good stuff. This is a Bahamas trip that I took. Yeah, nothing too complicated about this page, but yeah, I was sick when I got home from this trip, so the cough drop wrapper was pretty significant of that time. And yeah, library checkout cards. These are kind of cool to save if you want to document books that you've been taking out at the library, or if you buy a book and you have the receipt. I think that's kind of a cool way to document what you were reading at the time. This is, I guess, a little bit more personal, but whatever, nothing's personal anymore on the internet, right? I got this wishbone from one of my pen pals, and I really like it, and I felt like it kind of went with the vibe of this page. Decided to draw some fish because I'd spent that end of last year in Florida and the Bahamas, so it was kind of like a Florida vibey, warm weather end to the year. And yeah, this was one of those pages I decided I drew these like cute little things randomly, and then I was like, what else do I do with this? So I just journaled out. I think that's kind of a good go-to when maybe you're not feeling inspired with the page, or you just want to get some thoughts down and see if you can get inspired. That's something I do. Journaling is always such a huge plus when you're an artist or creative, to get those thoughts down. This was so random, but it was Chili's 50th birthday, I think in March at some point. And I always go to Chili's with my friends. It's like our trademark thing to do. And we noticed like the Chili's wrappers, I think the silverware comes in this, are like so cute and are so artsy and have these really cool designs. So I was like, yeah, I need to keep this. And if we ever get a matching tattoo today, or one day, not today, it would definitely be one of these cool little things. And yeah, I didn't love this page when I started it, but sometimes you just have to keep adding to it and see where it takes you, and I don't hate it at this point. I don't think Chili's is going to sponsor me, but it's something. And then this was a trip that I was telling you guys about, so I'm sorry if this is a lot of just like random personal pictures, but like I said, I just had all of those just in like the case that they came in from CVS that I've had for like about a year, that I never open and I never look at. So putting it into this book and being able to be like inspired by it creatively, I think was just like great way to utilize them. And then these cute little cards, I wish I could tell you guys where I got them, but I got them in one of those cracker, gosh, I don't even know the word, like those little pulls for Christmas. I will insert a picture because I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but I want to say they sell them at like Marshall's and or TJ Maxx every Christmas, and they're actually an English-British tradition, and my mom is from England, so she bought them this year for us, and I think this was one of the mini little things that came in it. It was like, it's literally a full deck. It's like authentic to a real card deck, 52 cards or whatever, and it is just so cute. I can't take how cute it is, so I put this on a lot of my pages because I think it's cute. And yeah, I always keep little tiny trinky things like that. This was, I want to say, the start of 2025, the beginning of the year. Just wrote out some goals. I actually made a printable version of this goal sheet, which is nice because I think you can use it any time of year. So I think I sell that on my Etsy. I don't know if it's on my website, but it's definitely on my Etsy. It's a printable goal sheet, so you can just go on, buy it, print it, reuse it if you want to use it every month or every year or whatever. I'm trying to get a little bit more into digital products because even I myself will probably have it saved and use it a few different times. This page is kind of ugly, so I'll just skip it, but it was like my goals for the year. Like today, or this year has been absolutely amazing so far after like a grudge of maybe like 4 years of like nothing too major happening in my life. So if anyone's going through that, patience. It might just be that everything good happens to you all at once. Actually, it's probably likely, I would think. And it'll be worth the wait. Anyway, yeah, so we went on a cruise, and so my timelines and everything don't really add up, but yeah, I just kind of threw together some random stuff for this page. I got this letter book from Amazon, and I highly recommend it. I was so happy when this came in the mail, and it's just a ton of letter stickers. And I noticed a lot of the sticker stuff, or the lettering on Amazon, a lot of it's like cutout lettering, so you'd have to like literally go in and do every letter, but these are stickers for every letter, so that obviously makes it a lot more convenient. Look at the egg one, it's so cute, and I just know I'm gonna use it all the time. This page is really cute. There's honestly not one that I don't like, so this will be just so useful. I'm sorry if I sound so sick. I always do. It's another like scrapbooky page. Not too exciting. But it's cute. Do New Hampshire and Vermont a lot. Living in New England, it's a huge advantage to be able to drive to some of our beautiful neighboring states, Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire. We spend a lot of time there in the summer, so I feel like having that to look back on is cute. Is another pretty random page. I want to start doing some dried flowers and dried greenery. I just learned from a book I bought at Savers about flowers how to do that, because I just didn't really think about it. And I think that's something you could also really include in journaling and stuff, whether you make it like a sticker or not. I think it's kind of a cool thought. This page, again, not super exciting. I don't know if I mentioned this, but journaling and this type of like scrapbooking, junk journaling, whatever, it really helps me build a palette and build confidence in choosing colors that kind of like go together. It's a great lesson on that. Or even if you're making a piece outside of journaling and you're trying to decide on colors of things, really helpful to go back into your journal and see, well, this is a page I have this similar yellow in, maybe I can do a blue green theme with maybe like a light peach or orange, maybe not too dark of an orange. So, and this is random, my boyfriend would probably not be happy about that, but I think it's quite funny. This page is so fun. Fleetwood Mac is like one of my all-time favorite bands, and Will You Make Lovin' Fun is one of my favorite songs, and I felt like I kind of went with this couple of pictures that are silly goofy. Sometimes you need just some more basic pages balanced out with pages that are super detailed. Okay, next we have this cutie little Starbucks page. I mean, I would have never stopped to look at this Starbucks wrapper for my ham and Swiss croissant, but when you stop and look, you realize how pretty it is. Like, when I added this, I was like, oh, I really like that. I may rip this part off. Yeah. This is all like music, songs I've been listening to. David Bowie. I was practicing how to do this bow implant, I'll call it. And I really like how that came out. I want to start doing it in some journals and stuff. I actually just used my hole punch and I punched a little circle at the top, or maybe 2 circles, yeah, 2 circles, and then I like pulled them through, tied them, bowed them, and that way you don't have to worry about gluing it or it falling out. So I really liked that, and I think I will do that more. And I actually translated that to a part of my marketing for my record art. So I did a cover where I bowed through this on the album cover. So it's another example of how things that you do in your journal just for fun can spill over into bigger projects. And then I realized this page was just too blue. It was just too blue. I wish I had done maybe green lettering over here and then blue over here or something, but it ended up being another lesson learned. This is a sound on Instagram that I liked, that I made a video to, so yep. And then this was a day I went plant shopping with my mom. I just wanted to journal out. These are the plants I bought. This one is right here. Got this little cactus. This is my candle. It's pretty much my window that sits in front of me. I actually have to finish this because my book isn't here. The sun and her, oh gosh, it's not gonna fit. So yeah, these are really rough sketches because I don't know, I like doing quick sketches just to like see how they come out really quickly. I don't really know what that means, but yeah. Yep. I just added in this little tassel. I realized I still have the tag on this plant. So I like that this has the location of where we got it, the plant shop, and then the type of plant and the care direction. It's another sketch song I was listening to, David Gray. I love, yeah, including lyrics and stuff. Maybe I'll give him a little shout out, why not? I don't know if it's Gray or Gree, but we're gonna go with that. That's kind of cool. Been practicing a lot with oil pastels. I need to get a new kit because my oil pastel kit doesn't come with white, so I've been subbing it in with this cream, which actually doesn't look too bad, but I don't know, I think having white would be kind of helpful. I use white in painting so much for blending and highlighting, so I don't know. This is another concert show documentation. So sad that no one gives physical tickets anymore, but these were a screenshot of our online tickets that I just printed out. And then I have the real photo strip here, but I kind of wanted to see what it would be like to have this whole picture because I liked my little pants and like the outfit I had on that day. And I think it looks kind of cool. It feels a little more intimate. And then these couple of things, and like some of the color scheme came from a scrapbooking kit I had that was like baby themed. So I feel like this gives a little bit of like young, baby, which actually really connects to like Wheatus's song about being a teenage dirtbag, I guess, and like being younger. So I feel like it actually ended up connecting like really well. And I did not mean to do that. It was just something I kind of started out with. And yeah. Okay, so the ending of this book comes with this pullout. And I was debating for a while on what to add to this. And I ended up doing this kind of scene. Maybe I'll have to take you guys down to film this. Hold on. I don't know. Yeah, I think this looks really cool actually. The colors are really amazing. I used oil pastel, so I had to layer it on a little bit, but I actually love how it came out. Like, I really, really like the colors. It's cool, but it's hard to, I guess, get on film. So yeah, it starts off with lyrics to the song Colors by the Black Pumas, because the lyrics actually really fit the piece, which was just like random. I don't even know how I thought of it. Talking about the morning sky and, you know, leaves, brown leaves, shaded trees, and a lot of fun stuff. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things I could have done with this layout, maybe like a timeline or something, but ultimately I like how it's looking. I know it'll get kind of crusty, but whatever. And then I just had one more page, which I decided to do the stages of my business cards. And I did that mainly because I ordered a new set. I'll show you guys because I need your help. These two different designs. They are a lot funner than these, I will say. Let me move this. Wait, I gotta redo this. I decided to really settle on a brand color scheme. Blue and pink. And yeah, I started off with this red. I don't know why. I don't know, I think I read like the color red like symbolizes excitement, so I was like, oh, I want people to be excited. And I just chose red as my main business color. But now, even like looking around my room, I feel like you can tell there's like a natural vibe of like pink and blue. So I decided to go with that, and I think the font here really gives more of a fun, like scrapbooky mixed media, which is my focus and what I do. So I think it represents what I do a lot better. I don't know why it took me so long. And then I also did change my name as well. I changed my name and dropped off the S because vinyls is not a word, and a lot of people in the legit vinyl community don't like that, and they kind of see it as someone who doesn't know what they're talking about. So I had picked that name maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and it has kind of bothered me since, so whatever. And then this is my second business card design. It is supposed to look like a record coming out of the sleeve, and then it has the same information. So it is very similar to this one, but I think it's like a little bit more creative, right? Please let me know your thoughts. If you can pick one, I will be forever grateful. Yeah, that is pretty much all for this journal. Not very travel friendly, and it's pretty heavy as well. It is like a hardcover, whereas this is more of a soft, super travel friendly. Still pretty heavy, but this is definitely a preferred size of mine. But it was nice to experiment with this. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm sure there'll be plenty of more of these. This one is going to be a strictly sketchbook, so I will do a tour on that one soon. I'm actually going to Italy next month, so I think there will be some really cool stuff in there that I'm so excited about. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!